Okay, Howard, you are on. Talk about the Free Speech TV and your relationship to us and why you like what we do. And
Well, it all started out with Amy Goodman in Democracy Now! Once I found out that she began her career on satellite through HSTV. And once I found that out, then I went a little further and met people like John Schwartz, one of the founders of FSTV. And then I decided that I'll do my best to contribute where I can financially to some of the equipment needs. And it was very important at that time because there are a lot of studio needs that were occurring. And I thought it would be best to at least start there rather than use other kinds of funds for other things. And went ahead and made my first contribution, which then got matched of about $25,000 plus the matching that went on top of that. And then most recently, I saw the need because of what's happening with television in general with high definition, that studio cameras are needed as well. And since my wife Lynn passed away in '06, I was looking for a memorial to her because she was also involved with me in media issues, to make a contribution in that regard as well, about a similar amount of money. And I was just told recently that the purchase of Canon high-definition cameras were made, and that's a good start anyway. They can always get more accessories for those cameras, but at least you got to start somewhere.
right.
And 4 cameras is a good start, and then we go from there to something else as we go. So,
Howard, tell us why it is important for citizens like yourself and others to support an independent media entity like Free Speech TV. What's the value of Free Speech TV to the public discourse, to media in the United States?
independent media is extremely important because of what's happened to commercial media and even to the so-called public sector that blended over now into more commercial. Somebody's got to keep balanced so that the journalism and news get to people not filtered as much, and documentaries get to them as they're made rather than 2 years later or something like that. And independent media can handle that much better, radio and television or any other means, and now with the internet. So that's another brand new media that's really roaring away. It can accomplish the same thing. And Free Speech TV has a whole archive to look at off of their website. So that's what's important.
How does the rising power of right-wing media, the Foxes of the world, right-wing talk radio, Fox TV, etc., does that concern you? And if it does, what role does Free Speech TV have and other independent media to counter that?
Well, for starters, I've done away with the word right wing, especially the word right, which has been misused consistently, and we can't even get it out of our vocabulary. So we have to create new terminology to describe what independence means, and that is working toward what objectively is true. And we may not get 100% truth out there, but if you can get the majority of it as correct and the reality, then you're moving away from, let's call them fringe elements of people who want to think the way they want to think, whether it's incorporated into a religion or non-religious or whatever, to get down to where the reality is. The same thing with global warming, and the same thing with things like our government and the way it performs, and all the news about the president and the Congress and all that.
Terrific. And in terms of expanding Free Speech TV, as you know, we are now on 2 satellite channels, Direct TV and Dish TV. What other areas of expansion would you like to see as a long-time supporter of Free Speech TV?
Well, the primary one now, I think, since you're on the video realm, is the cable systems. You know, as a cable system like Comcast or some other ones that are pertinent, and get rolling with them too, and get your own channel going with them. But more importantly also, I haven't forgotten radio. And I really think that it's important to establish a means to use radio as a vehicle, and maybe satellite radio, now that more and more people are into satellite radio, as I am. Those are elements besides
And
the
there's
website.
internet radio too, which we are
Yes, that's-
experimenting with too.
Exactly. Yeah. That way, I think all the new media avenues would be wonderful to move into, for independent channels to move into.
Terrific. Great. Thank you, sir.